For decades, the media industry has been obsessed with the sheer volume of consumer attention, chasing metrics like hours watched or clicks amassed. But what if I told you we've been doing it all wrong? A recent McKinsey report turns this model on its head, arguing that the quality of attention is now more important than the quantity. This represents a fundamental shift that revolutionizes media monetization and redefines marketing strategies. Hi, I'm Mike Anishev, and in this video you will discover which of your media channels is the most valuable, what the formula for attention is, which consumer segments have the highest commercial value, and how to make the attention equation work for you. If you watch videos on YouTube closely, you generate about 25 cents per hour for advertisers. That's the average value of your attention on this medium. Want to know how I calculated that? Click the subscribe button and let's start our conversation about the attention economy. The media industry has long operated on a simple formula. Success is a function of scale. The goal was to maximize audience size and consumption hours, assuming this would inevitably drive monetization. However, this approach neglects the core truth that not all attention is equally valuable. A single, highly engaged and focused viewer generates more meaningful engagement and, by extension, more revenue value than a group of distracted viewers casually skimming through it. To address this gap, the McKinsey report introduces an attention equation, a model based on two primary factors that determine attention's value: the commercial quotient, or CQ, and the attention quotient, or AQ. The commercial quotient measures traditional variables like market dynamics, consumer demographics, advertising effectiveness, and platform sophistication. CQ accounts for about 2/3 of the variability in how attention translates into monetization. For example, legacy media formats like magazines and live events remain highly profitable due to factors such as scarcity and cultural relevance. The attention quotient, meanwhile, adds a new layer by quantifying the quality of engagement through two key dimensions: the level of focus and the user's intent. Level of focus measures how actively involved the consumer is with the content. For instance, reading a book or attending a live concert requires all-in focus, unlike the split attention of scrolling social media while the TV plays in the background. Intent is defined by the jobs to be done framework, which reveals the consumer's underlying motivation for engaging with the content. These motivations can range from light entertainment and relaxation to seeking education, social connection, or background ambience. The synergy of CQ and AQ defines true value. Consider live events like concerts or sports. Despite limited scalability, the profound focus they command makes them incredibly profitable, yielding between $17 and $33 per hour. Now that you understand CQ and AQ, here is the simplified attention equation where CQ and AQ have 2/3 and 1/3 of explanatory power accordingly. But don't worry, you do not need to calculate it yourself. McKinsey already has a calculator for this. Let me show you how it works. If you make YouTube videos like I do, choose social video as the media type. I create my content for education and information, so I'll assume you're watching it for the same reason. As for the level of focus, let's set it to somewhat focused. Then we press the recalculate button. And here is our result. I can monetize your attention on YouTube for 25 cents per hour. I agree, it's not too much, but it is what it is. The ability to monetize attention varies dramatically across media. Live experiences, video gaming, and sports lead as high-value drivers, while digital formats like podcasts and streaming often lag far behind. For instance, a podcast hour monetizes at just 5 cents, while traditional books and magazines perform significantly better despite dwindling market share. This gap highlights a crucial insight. It's not just about capturing attention, but understanding why and how consumers pay. Younger audiences focus intensely on interactive media like games, while older generations engage more with traditional formats like newspapers. Consumers in the top quartile of focus spend twice as much on media content as those in the bottom quartile, revealing a massive, untapped potential in high-focus engagement for media companies. To leverage this nuanced understanding of attention, McKinsey proposes segmenting consumers based on their attention value and spending potential. So here are three standout groups. First of all, content lovers, the ultimate superfans. They don't just watch a show, they dive into the entire universe, buying merchandise and visiting attractions. They spend 2.4 times more on media and consume 1.7 times more content than the average consumer, representing a lucrative, high-conversion audience. Then, interactivity enthusiasts. This group lives for competition and community in spaces like gaming and sports betting. They trust influencers over ads and are active on forums like Reddit. However, they often experience decision fatigue and cost barriers, pointing to a need for simpler, curated options. And finally, community trendsetters. Sociable and connected, they are your cultural influencers. They drive what's hot and spend big on collective experiences like concerts or themed attractions. They enjoy advertisements more than any other segment. And when they are not setting the cultural conversation, they are shopping. As with any media audience, each of the attention-driven consumer segments includes a select group of super users who outsize levels of consumption to make them disproportionately valuable to media companies. High consumption, however, doesn't automatically mean high spending. This is where the quality of attention explains the gap. So, what actually drives our focus? The answer often lies in the nature of the experience. Unsurprisingly, in-person events command the highest focus. It's just a social contract. Just imagine the reaction if you started scrolling on your phone in the middle of a live concert or a movie. This principle of shared engagement extends to digital work, where communal activities like group streaming or multiplayer gaming generate far deeper focus than solitary ones, such as scrolling through social videos. Some formats are surprisingly powerful. Books, for instance, both physical and digital, engage audiences to a comparable degree with life experiences, far higher than other text-based content like newspapers or magazines. And in the digital sphere, only one medium comes close to that live event level of immersion: console and PC gaming. Now that you know where to advertise, let's talk about how. Moving beyond simple placement, here is your strategic guide to leveraging the attention economy. First of all, match content with attention value. Your advertising creative must align with the viewer's level of engagement and their jobs to be done. For example, use humorous ads in light entertainment contexts, while emotionally driven narratives could better suit deep focus viewer segments. Secondly, capitalize on underpriced attention. Shift budgets to high engagement, undervalued platforms like gaming, where 74% of players accept ads for free access. Then diversify content portfolios. Serve different jobs to be done, from education to entertainment, to capture and monetize multiple high-value consumer segments at once. Another step: target the golden 20. Stop spraying ads widely. Identify and relentlessly pursue the 15-20% of segments whose attention is most valuable and convertible for your brand. Also, use data and technology. Leverage platforms with superior recommendation algorithms that boost viewer focus, optimize engagement, and increase subscriber value. And finally, stop confusing empty clicks with commercial intent. In 2025, the winner is not the one who has taken more hours of screen time, but the one who has earned the attention and trust of the viewer. An hour of concentrated fun immersion is much more valuable than 5 hours of digital oblivion with a TikTok feed. For marketers, this is not just a study, but a working guide on how to stop draining budgets into the void. Share this video with your colleagues and act. In a couple of years, attention-based engagement will become the main KPI. But for now, it's your best strategy to outperform competitors who are still only counting reach.